Hey everyone, so it's me. I did not film an intro for this vlog, so here's my intro. I hope you enjoy it. It's a little all over the place, but I did read a lot of good books this week. But just don't forget to like and subscribe. Always comment below and check my description box for my Instagram, my Goodreads, my Pango Books account, my Patreon, my address, my email, and also my Amazon wish list. But I hope you enjoy this video. Hello you guys, what did I not do? I did not film Sunday or yesterday for New Year's, and this is the first day that I'm filming. And I'm not gonna lie, if you are following me on Goodreads, you already know that today, which is the 2nd of January, I have read all of my manga. I did that yesterday, and all my graphic novels, which I'm so happy about. So if you are following me on Goodreads, you probably see that I've added so many books to my currently reading, and I finished them all. And as much as I'd like to say that I have a superpower that I just finished them that quickly, it did not happen. I actually, on Sunday, New Year's Eve, I ended up doing my weekly clean. And I just kind of laid around. I really didn't do anything that day. I wasn't not feeling great, but I wasn't feeling the best, if you understand that. I don't know. It was just a weird mood that I had. So I kind of just didn't want to do anything. I kind of watched some TV, played some video games. I took 2 naps that day, which is hilarious because not only have I not really been napping, but having 2 naps, I napped for probably an hour. And then I had gotten up, I was up and about, I had lunch, a little bit of a late lunch. And then, I don't know, I got done eating and I was just like, I'm gonna go lay back down. So I went and laid back down, and my husband was looking for me, and he's like, where is my wife at? And he found me just passed out in the bed again. So had another nap. It wasn't as long as the first one, but I at least had a little bit of a power nap. And again, I just kind of did nothing. And then yesterday, for New Year's Day, I didn't do any cleaning. I didn't do any cooking. I didn't do anything. I literally sat for most of the day in my reading spot, and I just powered through all of my mangas and my graphic novels, which I do have to do a review on those for you guys, but I'm probably going to do that tomorrow because today is our first meeting for our in-person book club, where there is 4 or 5 of us that put together a little book group. We read a book in December, which was Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, I think. And so we're going to be meeting at a Mexican restaurant tonight, having dinner, talking about the books, and talking about the book we read, and then just kind of having a good girls' time. So I will try to get some footage of that, but I'm pretty excited. So I'm not going to be doing any updates about my mangas until tomorrow night. But I also started a book that wasn't even on my TBR, and it was because Book of the Month had announced what books they had this month, and none of them intrigued me. So I went and looked at their audiobook selection, and they had Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. And I was like, yes, I want to finish up this duology. I want to know what happens to Iris and Roman. I want to know what happens with these gods and this war. And I am only, I don't know, about an hour and a half into it, and I'm not having a good time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm having a hard time getting into the story. I don't know what it is, you guys. But more updates on that later on, either tomorrow or Thursday, whenever I get further into the book. But I don't know. I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better, because Divine Rivals was so good. So just wanted to check in with you guys, kind of get a clip in here, let you know what I've been up to. And I will try to get some footage tonight whenever I'm with the girls. And then I will give you an update tomorrow on all of the manga and also Ruthless Vows. And if I finish Ruthless Vows, we'll see what book we're picking up next. So I am so excited. So, guess what I didn't do last night? I did not get any footage of us in our book club meeting or us being at the Mexican restaurant or anything. I just started having a good time. We were talking about the book that we read, which was Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. We read that in December, and then we just got to laughing and joking, and just the night got away from me. I think we spent 2.5 hours just sitting there in a Mexican restaurant, no alcohol involved at all, and just had a good time. We were just being girls, geeking out about books, and I didn't even think to get videos. So that is why you're seeing my pretty face right now. So I wanted to come on and go ahead and talk to you about all of the manga that I read New Year's Day, whenever I just basically made myself a potato on my couch. And I have no regrets, honestly. So let's just kind of get in to all of the manga. I mean, of course, by the time you're watching this video, if any of you follow me on Goodreads, you have already seen me massively add all of them to my currently reading and then mark them all as read. So you already know which ones I've read, but we'll just go over them, shall we? So first up, we have Game Between the Suits. I read volume 2 and volume 3. I love this series. So this series is about, I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of the names in here, okay? Because it just won't go good. So we're following our female main character. She's like a workaholic. She doesn't really go out on dates. She doesn't look for romance, nothing like that. She is like married to her job. And a lot of coworkers, the male coworkers, joke around with her that she acts like a man, that how can she be a woman? Just, kind of things like that. And basically this guy, he ends up going to work at the same firm that she's at, and she is supposed to be like being a mentor or, training him, something like that. He catches on to kind of how she is. So he, in turn, talks to her about, let's have kind of a little bit of a game. Let's just work and then go home, get some stress relief going, and, just kind of have a good time. If any of us fall in love, if either one of us fall in love with anybody else, then the game is over. So neither one of them want to do that. So here we are embarking on this journey, watching them as they work and have fun. And I will say, by the time we got to volume 3, things started taking a turn. So I absolutely love this manga. I do want to express to everybody that before you go into this, just know that it is very spicy. So if you do not want to watch graphic scenes play out in these pages, then I highly suggest not picking it up. But if you don't mind your manga being spicy and some of those graphic bits, pick it up. It's really good. I am like kind of into it. I think I just ordered volume 4, so I'm so excited to continue this. I think there's only 5 volumes currently out. I think the 6th one is like in production. So I absolutely love it. And then also, I'm not giving you any of my star ratings. If you do want to see my star ratings, you can go to my Goodreads, which is linked down below. The next one was a letdown. Such a letdown. And that is The Galaxy Next Door. Now, I had so many high hopes because this talked about basically one of the neighbor girls meets the guy that lives next door who's taking care of his younger siblings because something happens to his parents, and she meets him like one time and then starts announcing to everybody that they're engaged. And I was like, I need to know what this is about. I was not invested in this story. I think maybe 50-60% through the manga, I was like, I just don't care. It's not that it's not good. It was just too like out there for me, too wild. This is, a romance, but it has a lot of like sci-fi elements, and not necessarily that that's bad, but it's not what I was looking for in this manga, so kind of threw me off. I don't plan on continuing this at all. I am probably going to be putting it up on my Pango Books account as a book to buy, so if you want to buy it, you can. I mean, it's definitely, I already bought it pre-owned, so just know that, you know, there's like some bins and stuff in it, but it's still a good manga if you want to try it out. Want to dip your toes into some manga, I think this would be a good one to start with. And then, oh no. Okay, you guys buckle in. So I read Dick Fight Island. And can you believe that there's going to be a second volume to this? I can't believe that. So basically, I'm not going to give away what this is about, because if I do, then you wouldn't get the experience that I got. The jaw-dropping shocker of what it really is about. And so I'm going to let you just go into it on your own. Just know that this is kind of like a fantasy, like Survivor-esque type of story where you have 8 tribes or whatever they're called, clans, I think, and they all pick a fighter. They go in with these very elaborate, you know, pieces, and you fight each other, and then whoever wins gets to be king for 4 years until the next tournament happens. That's all I'm going to tell you. This book took me for a ride. I will not ever read this again. I am not even going to continue. It was fun. I laughed the entire time, and I really don't even think that's what this manga was intending to do, but I laughed the whole time. If you want a fun read and you don't mind extremely graphic things, try Dick Fight Island. I tried it because I saw Becca in the Books read it, and then I wanted to know what it was about, and that was an experience that I don't think that I ever want to experience again. I mean, tread carefully. So then the next one that I read was We Can't Do Just Plain Love. I mean, what a title, guys. This one, I mean, as you can tell, it is, you know, a spicy manga. It is a contemporary romance, kind of. I mean, I guess it is. So basically, she has a smell fetish. Like, meaning the way a man smells, I guess, like, turns her on. I think that's how it goes. And then he can't be around women. Because if he's around women, then he, you know, things start pitching, you know. Anyway, so she is like, hey, I'm going to help you with your woman problem. I'll get my, you know, smell fetish, you know, kicks off, and we're just going to have a good time. I ate this manga up. I ate it up so much that I already ordered volume 2. I cannot wait for volume 2 to come in. It was so, so good. And I think that, you know, if you are somebody, like I said, that does like spicy manga, that does like, you know, the spicy pictures and everything, definitely try We Can't Do Just Plain Love. It is extremely, extremely good. I think the storyline is very well written. So it's not just all about the sex, and it's extremely well written. So I can't wait for volume 2 to come in. I honestly can't. Books A Million, and I think Barnes and Noble has it as well. A couple other bookstores, like, they're doing their whole like New Year big book sale, you know. And so I went on there and I got a couple that were 50% off, and then I checked their manga section, and there were a lot of manga and graphic novels that were like 20% off. So I just snatched up volume 2. So I can't wait for that to come in. Now let's move off of a little bit of spicy manga, and let's move on to something that is very cute and wholesome and every single thing I like in a manga. I do not have volume 1 because I did let my cousin borrow it. She's in my book club as well, so I was telling her about how I read all this manga, and she was like, oh, and I was like, well, here, I'll just bring you volume 1 of one of the manga series that I'm reading, and you can just get your toes wet with it. So I picked My Happy Marriage. So I do have volume 2 and 3 here. This is a sweet, wholesome, beautiful manga. I stress this to everybody. If you have never read manga before, try My Happy Marriage. If you have read manga and you are an avid manga reader, still try My Happy Marriage. It is so, so good, and it's not spicy. At least the first 3 volumes are not spicy. You are following our girl, and what can I tell you without giving it away? She's raised in a very bad household. She's basically treated like Cinderella kind of thing, like the evil sisters and the evil stepmom kind of aspect. Anyway, she is arranged in a marriage in their culture of this time frame where they arrange marriages, and she is going off to be with this like lord who is known for his brutality. Every woman that is sent to him in hopes that he would agree to the arranged marriage never lasts more than 3 days. So she has no hopes. As soon as she is sent to his house, she knows that she can never go back home. She has no family, no one to lean on, which is absolutely tragic and sad and tore my heart out. And she gets to his house and, just tries to be the best, servant that she can be, because she knows that her days are numbered. Because as soon as he doesn't want the arrangement, then she is out on the streets and with no family or home. And that's where I'm going to leave you. This manga series is so, so good. I cannot wait to watch the series that's on Netflix. I don't know how many volumes in it is. I don't know if like season 1 is like the first volume. I don't know if they're doing like volume 1 and 2, or if they're doing like all the mangas that are there. So in the manga format, I think there's only 4 volumes out currently, and I just pre-ordered volume 4. They do have, do I have it here with me? Yes, let me grab that. They do also have the light novels, which this is My Happy Marriage Volume 1, the light novel, but what is cool about it is it's an actual, like, book. It's not in, your typical manga format where you have to read right to left, and back, to front. This is kind of like the, I guess, Americanized version, where basically you just read it as a book. I have not read the light novel yet, and I want to, because I want to compare it to the first volume, because if it's very well done and I do like it, they have, I think, 6 volumes out of the light novel, 2 more, I think, than what the actual manga version has. So once I read volume 4, I can just pick up volumes 2 through 6 in the light novel and just, do that. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys, kind of that little thing there. But anyway, My Happy Marriage, I highly suggest picking it up if you've never read manga, or if you do read manga, if you like romance, if you like a very wholesome, sweet story, definitely pick that up. So the next one is My Gently Raised Beast. This one I didn't think I was going to continue on with. I'm going to be very honest. It is not in a manga format. It is like a graphic novel. And at first I was like, I don't want to continue on with this, because the way that this story was pitched to me was, you're following a princess who is a lost princess that doesn't even know she's a princess. And whenever she goes to live there, of course, again, it's like a Cinderella-esque type story where she's treated horribly and she's having to adapt to all of this. And there's like arranged marriages, but there is a fantasy element to it, because this cat is not a cat. I mean, it is a cat, but it's not a cat. So what I mean by that is they have these creatures in this world. I can't remember what they're called, but basically they can be in cat form and they can talk to you, but they also shapeshift into, somebody. So here you go. That's him. That is the cat. So whenever we meet our girl, she is like, I think 11 or 12. She's quite young. Has this cat, finds out that it's really a boy. Story goes on from there. You're watching her, just go through all these horrible, horrible things, and you feel for her. And I was like, I don't think I want to continue on. But then at the very back, it did something really neat. It does kind of like these little, things about who the characters are. Now, let me tell you something. Tell me. Anyway, it says in here that she starts out as a child as 11, but we do see her, I think in the second or third volume, she ends up being like 20 years old. So she does grow older. He grows older, and I think it's like a romance for them. So it starts out sweet and wholesome. Then a romance happens whenever they're older. I can't wait. I did order volume 2 as well. And I can't wait to continue on knowing that. I was like, if this is just a child story, I can't do it. But I like how you get introduced to the story and who she is and her background. And then I think it's going to take off from there. And then actually, I think that's all the manga, because we have a webtoon thing that has been compacted. This is volumes 1 through 21. It's a supernatural romance webtoon comic, and it's called Freaking Romance by Snail Lords. And I think you can go on to Webtoon, like webtoonunscrolled.com, and I think continue the story, because the second volume hasn't been released yet, but I did pre-order it. I think it comes out in March or April. This is so good as well. This is a comic, so it's not like in the manga format, but you are following our girl who basically doesn't want to follow what her parents want her to do, and she ends up moving out, not going to college, doing what she wants to do. She moves into this apartment knowing that it's haunted, that the previous people that rented the place, one of the girls went missing. So she's just like, yeah, sign me up. Let's go. And anyway, this guy lives in her apartment as well, but he's like a ghost. That's all I'm going to say. It is so good. So good. I cannot wait for volume 2. I cannot wait. So I think I'm going to go on to the website and maybe read on, because I can't wait. Okay, let's wrap this up with my last 2 graphic novels. The first one is Punderworld, and there's only 1 volume out. Has only been for like 3 years. I am very depressed about that, because this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. And basically Hades is in love with Persephone, and Persephone's in love with Hades. And it's kind of like a rom-com take on Greek mythology. It's really good. I think that if you guys like Greek myths, I mean, even, the graphics are really good. If you like Greek mythology, I highly suggest picking this up. It was so good. I loved how Hades was. I loved whenever you met Zeus. I love whenever you were following Hades and Persephone and just the misadventures they're getting into. And I can't wait until they actually come out with a second volume. Like, desperate, because I want to keep going with Punderworld. And then the last one that I read was Saga Volume 2. And of course, I've been desperate to continue this story. And, I didn't even get the 3rd volume, which I'm really sad about. But I did continue this on. This is like a sci-fi fantasy romance. It is about a guy from a moon and the girl from the planet, and they're warring against each other, and they end up falling in love. They have a baby, and then this story is written or told from that baby's point of view, like at some point in the future, and she's like basically telling you about her family and her life. So it's really good. It has really graphic things in here of like people being killed, people having sex. There's just a lot of like very dark elements to this. So this is definitely not for kids. Know that this is very sci-fi, and also, like I said, it has very graphic scenes in it that are not always the best. I mean, if you can tell from the cover. So I'm enjoying it. I think I enjoyed this more than I did Volume 1, and of course Volume 1's just setting everything up. But I'm falling in love with the characters. I'm falling in love with the babysitter. I'm falling in love with I cried at a point in here, and I just can't believe that, you know, they did that. I love it. There's also, where is he? This cat is called the liar cat, or the lying cat. He basically can tell you when you're lying. So he's not a fun character. I mean, I like him, but nobody likes to be around him because he basically just tells you when you're lying. So that is all. I am fully caught up on all of my graphic novels and manga, which I have some coming in the mail. So, you know, I'm never going to be fully caught up, but I'm very happy that I got through what I have, because now I know what I want to read going forward, what, you know, stories I want to continue, what stories I don't want to continue. Pretty happy with that. I also listened a little bit more about Ruthless Vows today. Guys, what is wrong with Ruthless Vows right now? Like, I'm sure I'm like in the minority. I'm sure whenever this goes up, y'all are going to be yelling at me, clicking off of this video. But right now, I think I am 11 chapters into Ruthless Vows. And I don't like it. I don't like that it's just this constant, where's Roman? Where's Iris? And we're not even talking about the war. We don't even have any backstory. We don't have any history. Like, I'll give you more thoughts later on. But that's my updates that I have. This is going on way too long. I know that this vlog is going to be way too long. So I may not update you until probably Friday, because I do need to get some Ruthless Vows read. Today is Wednesday. So tomorrow I think I'm just going to read Ruthless Vows, see if I can get through that, maybe pick up another book. I'll update you on Friday, but yeah, we'll just see what we get up to. Hey guys, so it is Saturday. I just got done filming my bookshelf reorganization and going through, you know, my entire bookshelf tour. So I'm sure you can see that they look different. And also my chair is not in here or anything. So I'm getting ready to move all that back in. I am sweaty, but I wanted to pop on here to go ahead and close out this vlog because I ended up finishing Ruthless Vows, and it was good. I don't even know what I was thinking earlier this week. I don't know her. Let's just ignore her, okay? Because I think once I got over the things that were starting out in the book, it got so good. We finally found out kind of why the war was happening. We found out a lot about Iris and Roman. We found out a lot about the people in the town. It was very action-packed. And I will tell you right now, the ending of it had me crying. I was bawling my eyes out, couldn't stop. So it was so heartfelt, so good. I loved the way that the story wrapped up. I do feel like the first book was way better with like the romance and the writing of the letters and stuff. You know, I feel like it was better than Ruthless Vows, but Ruthless Vows was still a solid 4-star. I feel like, you know, we get a lot of things wrapped up. We get some answers in things. We get some more of the romance. So I feel like Ruthless Vows was a solid second and final book in the duology. I just think that I like Divine Rivals more. But that ending in Ruthless Vows, that ending... Anyway, solid 4-star. So I, this week, have successfully read all of my graphic novels and manga. I have finished Ruthless Vows, and I have also started my in-person book club book, Mile High by Liz Tomford. I started it on audio because I was doing my bookcases, and the girls in the chat are talking about how it was so good. They flew through it. They're already on the second book. And I'm like, y'all, I'm only on like chapter 2. So I need to get caught up with that. But I'm really happy that I get to start the next vlog off with this. And of course, I'm going to keep a lot of my spoilery thoughts to myself until us girls meet in February. But if you want to hear about my thoughts on this and stuff, so make sure you watch the next vlog that's going to be coming out. Also, subscribe to my channel so you can hear all of my thoughts on this whenever I do my wrap-up for the month, whenever I pick out another book off of my cart on what I'm going to read. I think I know which one I'm going to do, but I don't want to say yet. So anyway, started Mile High. I have already gotten 12 books down for the year, but 11 of those were manga and graphic novels. But we're only in the first like 7 days of January, and I'm killing it, y'all. I feel like it's going to slow down, though. I feel like I'm not going to be able to keep up this pace, and I'm fine with that. I have realized for 2024, I'm not going to push myself to read a specific number of books in the year, or to keep up with a reading challenge, or to read so many books in a week. If I read one book, great. If I read 5 books, excellent. I just don't want to put myself in that position where I feel like I have to read. I feel like I have to just constantly be reading. That takes the joy out of it. So that's why I kind of drifted away from my structured TBR and put up a cart so I can just kind of pick from it. That is why I'm just mood reading throughout the whole year. I do deviate off of my cart. I don't just strictly stay on there, but I've been staying pretty consistent with just getting books off of there. Whenever it gets low, I'm just going to go ahead and refill it and just keep going from there. So I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You will be waiting for about a week and a half, I think, until my bookshelf reorganization video comes out, I think. Just subscribe. Stick around. You'll get to see it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Check out my next vlog, and I will see you next time. Bye!